Imla, Alahainao, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Wamalaki, Bahashim, Harawat, Wakagorash, Barakatham, Wada Baba Bar, Wakwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. And to the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine and say Shalom. Today we're going to get into a video whereas Trump has come out publicly and stated the other countries that he wants to topple. Now, never mind the fact that he's committing war crimes, breaking all kinds of international laws and treaties, even amongst NATO members. He doesn't care. But see, a lot of people don't understand the end game. Now, we got to think back was it 5 years? 5, 6 years ago, when they first came out and said they wanted to depopulate. That's the reason. Now, listen to this. America wants a war. And they don't care how it starts, as long as they get a war. Why do they want a war? Depopulation. What is the fastest way to depopulate a planet? A world war. You got to remember this too. Who's putting him up to this? The chosen victims over there in Israel. They remember how they wanted the population under 500,000, which is not even 1 million people. That's a controllable population for these people. So they'll take depopulation any way they can get it. Because Esau knows that he's the minority. And he also knows that his time is running out. So they have resorted to drastic measures, desperate measures. A desperate man is a dangerous man. And it's like I said all the time, Trump and Jesus is going to get a lot of you people killed because you're putting your faith in the wrong Edomites. You're putting your faith in Edomites, period. Trump is not here to save you. Trump is here to destroy you. Cheese and rice is not here to save you. He's here to make sure you'd be destroyed, because if you calling on that name, the white boy ain't coming to save you. What you need to be doing is getting in good. You need to reestablish a relationship with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai if you are Israelite, because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai sending a chariot to save you is the only way out of this. No bunker will save you. No. Matter of fact, if you do got a bunker, you just got $1 billion tomb. Now remember, once again, the end game of all of this is to get a war started. They don't care how it starts, as long as they get one, because a world's war is the fastest way to depopulate. Now let's get this video. But before I bring the video up, I want to read this copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, now let's get the video. Hold up, that ain't it. Go back here, share screen. All right. The name of this video is Trump is a Madman. Listen closely. We have Oh, one more thing about this video. I want you to listen to the countries that he mentions. Now, I said about a couple of weeks ago at camp. I said, you other nations, even NATO nations, y'all need to keep an ear to the internet streets, because if your country's name just so happened to come up in out of the blue in one of Trump's conversations, you are a target. They're going to mess with you. They're going to provoke you to start a war. Now, if Trump is talking about you, he's thinking about you. And if he's thinking about you, he's thinking about how to take your shit, to provoke you to start a war. Listen to the countries.
A very sick neighbor. It's not a neighbor, but it's close to a neighbor. And that's Venezuela. It's very sick. Colombia is very sick, too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States. And he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you.
What does that mean? He's not going to be doing it very long.
He's not doing it very long. He has...
Now, did he not sound like Joe Biden when he threatened the Russians' pipeline and then blew it up? Yeah. Now, this man, all he does is lie on people. I don't even think he thinks before he speaks. This man said they got cocaine mills. What the hell is a cocaine mill? Just making shit up. Listen to him.
Cocaine mills and cocaine factories. He's not going to...
A cocaine factory. Just making shit up.
Be doing it very
So there will be an operation by the U.S.
It sounds good to me. Yeah. You know why? Because they kill a lot of people. Yeah.
Secretary Rubio.
You also got to remember the thing about Trump. If you give him enough time, he will tell on himself, because all he does is project. All he does is accuse other nations of what the United States is actually doing. Let's run it back.
Neighbor. It's not a neighbor, but it's close to a neighbor. And that's Venezuela. It's very sick. Colombia is very sick, too, run by a sick man who likes making...
See, he said Colombia sick too, ran by a sick man. But in reality, the United States is sick and is being ran by a sick man, because this man has sold his soul to the chosen victims over there in our land. This man has sold his soul to the devil, literally, because he agreed for $350 million. First, he got $100 million up front, and they just gave him another $250 to destroy his own country and everybody in it. This man is loyal to nobody, not even his family. If he's willing to destroy his country for a group of people who don't give a fuck about him, this is the biggest tool in the box. This man is the true definition of no integrity, no dignity, no morality. And he's a walking abomination, according to Proverbs chapter 6. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yes, 7 are an abomination unto him. A lying tongue, a proud look, and hands that shed innocent blood, roughly paraphrasing the scripture. Yeah, he's a walking abomination.
Cocaine and selling it to the United States, and he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you.
What does that mean? He's not going to be doing it very long.
He's not doing it very long. He has cocaine mills and cocaine factories. He's not going to be doing it very long.
So there will be an operation by the U.S.
It sounds good to me. Yeah. You know why? Because they kill a lot of people. Yeah.
Projection. When our actuality, the United States kills a lot of people.
Rubio mentioned Cuba yesterday in his remarks. Does the U.S. have a plan to do...
Well, Cuba always survived because of Venezuela. Now they won't have that money coming in. They won't have the income coming in. You know, a lot of Cubans were killed yesterday. You know that.
A lot of Cubans were murdered. They weren't killed, they were murdered.
A lot of Cubans were killed.
Do you know how many?
The bodyguards. No, they're looking, but there was a lot of death on the other side. No death on our side.
Yeah, you were just talking about the land, but it sounded like
And by the way, you have to do something with Mexico. Mexico has to get there.
See, Mexico just came up in the conversation, see?
Act together, because they're pouring through Mexico and we're going to have to do something. We'd love Mexico to do it. They're capable of doing it, but unfortunately the cartels are very strong in Mexico.
I remember one time you actually, speaking of Mexico, I asked you about Claudia Sheinbaum, and you told me at one point you had offered to send U.S. troops into
Sure, I
Mexico to combat drug trafficking there. Is that something you...
Claudia Sheinbaum is the president of Mexico. Claudia Sheinbaum is also a chosen victim. She's not Mexican or Latino or Hispanic. She's a small hat. She was placed down there, and it's funny how she got in office because it was 38 candidates running for president of Mexico, and all of them died. For some reason, they just died. They forgot how to drive. They just threw themselves out of windows of high-rise and shit like that. But she became the president. Now, my thing is this: she might be controlled opposition because her and Trump work for the same small hats. She is a small hat. She is not Mexican. So she might just keep Donald Trump and the small hats the keys to Mexico. She's planted down there. They're running a coup in Mexico because she is a small hat. She's doing the will of the United States.
I like Claudia. I think she's a terrific person. I would say every single time I talk to her, I offer to send troops.
And she's just not willing?
She's concerned. She's a little afraid. The cartels are running Mexico. Whether you like it or not, it's not nice to say, but the cartels are running Mexico. We've been asked to do it.
You had...
We've actually been asked to do it.
Do you think the opposite?
You know, one of the things that is happening, and I think you see it all the time, Howard, you've seen it, that Cuba is ready to fall. You know?
Yes. See? Cuba just came up out of nowhere. See? Let's keep going.
Cuba looks like it's ready to fall. I don't know if they're going to hold out. But Cuba now has no income. They got all of their income from Venezuela, from the Venezuelan oil. They're not getting any of it. And Cuba literally is ready to fall. And you have a lot of great Cuban Americans that are going to be very happy about this.
Did that play at all into...
Why would Cuban Americans be happy about their country falling? See, this man he just make up shit, man. Then you got this little bitch right here. What's his name? Limbaugh. No, that ain't his name. I forgot his name. But they just exposed him as being gay. And then he wants Trump. He's one of the flunkies. He wants Trump to invade more countries. Okay. If y'all so stuck on invading these countries and taking their shit, give all these politicians that's talking that shit some boots and a rifle and tell them good luck. Since they want it so bad. You see, these are the wicked. They'll never go to war. But that's all right, though, because the Lord got a cake baked for their ass. All these politicians.
Your decision to capture Maduro?
Are you considering U.S. action in Cuba?
We're not going. I think it's just going to fall. I don't think we need any action. It looks like it's going down. It's going down for the count. You ever watch a fight?
His name is Lindsey Graham. That's his name, I think. He's either Rush Limbaugh or Lindsey Graham. I think it's Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham wants him to invade more countries and take their shit. See that smile on his face?
Yeah.
They go down for the count. And Cuba looks like it's going down. What do you think, Howard?
Change your mind to Venezuela. What kind of career?
Colombian President Gustavo Petro, a couple weeks ago, he said he's got to watch his ass. And today, he said he's not concerned about anything happening to him in the aftermath of this operation. So, just what your message is
Well,
about
he
that.
has cocaine mills. He has.
What is a cocaine meal, bro? Still making up shit.
Factories where he makes cocaine.
How do you know? He ain't bringing out proof of nothing. He just making shit up, freestyling.
And yeah, I think I stick by my first statement. He's making cocaine. They're sending it into the United States. So
Mr. President,
he does have to watch his
Mr.
ass.
President.
See? Now, there's something else I want to show you. Look at this chart here. It says in 2000, there were 9 countries without a Rothschild-owned central bank. Iran, Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea. They already got one in Iraq, Syria, Libya, Sudan, Afghanistan. Now you see the pattern? That's why I told you to remember all those countries that they just bring up. They want to install Rothschild banks in these countries so they can steal the people's money and then control the people's money. That's one of the pieces of the puzzle. This is why they want Iran. They want to install a bank. They've been against it ever since. Cuba just came out of nowhere in the conversation, and you already know what happened to Venezuela. All right, we can come out of this. Yeah, man. Let's get some scripts. And they done did all this before. You see all the names of the countries they done crossed out. Because they done already decimated these countries. Let's get this one. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. They done did this shit before. They running the same play. Now let's go to the book of Sirach. Now you notice they never attacked. Let's go back to the list. You don't see another Edomite country on this list. They only attack black and brown. See? Now we in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such as one set of his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he cast away his bowels. That's what Trump did. He sold his soul. Let's go to still in chapter 10. Chapter 10, verse 3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. He is not wise. Sirach chapter 12, verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. Chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Verse 12. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit, like he did Maduro, trying to figure out how to railroad you to jail, even on false charges and straight up lies. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee every time. That's why it says never trust thine enemy. Chapter 13, verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and not be sorry for it. Verse 6. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? Trying to bribe you. That's why this man legalized bribery. That was the first thing he did when he came back in office. Chapter 14, verse 7. And if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he would declare his wickedness. The envious man have a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despiseth men. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. Yeah, ain't nothing left. This man is a shell of a man, a vessel made to be destroyed, roughly paraphrasing the scripture. Now let's go to the book. Go to Habakkuk. Chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied. That's why he's unfit to rule. But gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. This man talking about riding on other NATO nations. I thought y'all was on the same team. Greenland, yeah. But see, the Prime Minister of Greenland already came, or Denmark rather, came out and said, if the United States try to attack us, NATO is over. We're withdrawing from NATO. Then every smaller country that's not a superpower going to be on their own. And they're going to be easy pickings for the superpower countries, like the greedy ass United States. So I think that this is intentional to disband NATO so that the smaller countries will become easier targets versus NATO banding together against the United States. That's just a thought. I'm not saying that this is going to happen. It's just a tuition of mine. Let's see if it plays out or not. Now let's go to the book of Micah. Chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to him that divides iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man his heritage. A man's land is his heritage. Where the Lord put every nation, that's their heritage. Esau, he changes, he moves landmarks. He steals land. He offsets the very ecosystem of the planet just by him existing. So the Lord is going to put that imbalance back in balance by getting rid of Esau. Verse 3. Therefore, thus said the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for the time is evil. And the Lord is bringing that evil. The Lord has put the spirit on these Edomites to destroy their own kingdom. Sit back, stay out the way, let it go down, because you can't stop it. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. That's not possible. Esau cannot do good. Says Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. He will deal unjustly. automatically disqualifies him from being fit to rule. Go to the book of John, chapter 10, verse 10. Red letter Lord Yahweh speaking. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. If the Lord didn't come back, Esau would kill everything and everybody on the planet and then turn around and kill himself. This is how goofy this man is. Go to second Ezra. If he can murder his own family, kids, wife, dog, then burn down the house, yeah, he goofy. Oh yeah, second Ezra's this is second Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Now let's go to chapter 11, verse 39. Art not thou that it remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their time might come through them? Exactly. The Lord put the spirit upon these Edomites to destroy their own kingdom. They putting themselves in captivity and don't even know it. That's the dumbest thing you can do. How you superior? Verse 40, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. Esau. Let's go to Proverbs. We'll start in chapter 4, verse 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. See, this is what happens. And the Muslim, what's his name? Shahid Bolson, I think his name is. He put it very plainly. He made a very good point. He said, America speaks the language of war. The other nations speak the language of peace. So if y'all speaking two different languages, you don't understand each other. See, Maduro messed up. He was speaking the language of peace. The United States was speaking the language of war. He should have started speaking the United States language. He knows why they're coming down there. Why didn't you start bussing? Well, I ain't gonna say that. I would say this though. After the United States murdered the first fisherman, blew up the first boat, Venezuela had every right to bust that ship wide open. They would have been justified to fire upon the United States military, the United States Navy, because they just committed an act of murder, which is a war crime in international waters. He was justified to defend his people, but he didn't. Matter of fact, he let them hang out long enough to kill 100 more people and some change. Maduro wasn't speaking the language of war. He was speaking the language of peace, because he was trying to maintain peace. The United States didn't come down there to talk. The United States came down there to kill, steal, and destroy. You slept on your enemy. That's why they took your country. That's why they took you and your wife. But Putin, on the other hand, he got on TV and said, because the United States Navy, they stole a Russian oil tanker. Putin came on TV this time in fatigues. He wasn't rocking no suit. He said, if y'all don't return that tanker, we will start firing upon your military. Putin is speaking the language of war. This is the only thing that the United States understands. They understand war talk, pain, death, and going broke. That's all these Americans understand. They don't understand nice, empathy. No. So if you want to get these Edomites off your back from the United States, you better start speaking the language of war, the language that they understand and respect. Fucked up, Maduro. You slept on your enemies. Proverbs chapter 6. Verse 16, these 6 things that the Lord hate, yet 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, a hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. Trump is guilty of all these things. Like I said, he's a walking abomination. Now let's go to Psalm chapter 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Psalms 37, verse 32. The wicked watches the righteous and seeketh to slay him. All brown, black and brown people, melanated people, rather. They never attack another Edomite pale country. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 33. Verse 1. Spoil means to rob. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Yeah, Putin came on TV like, man, if y'all don't stop this nonsense and return our tanker, we gonna start bussing. That's the language the United States respects. And they are intimidated by it. They don't respect, oh, let's come to the table and come to a diplomatic solution. No, because the United States has its mind made up. They want a war for depopulation and to take resources. So if they were able to get the population down to 500,000, they will be able to control the resources to control the people. We can get a few more, get ready to close. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 59. Start at verse 4. None calling for justice, nor any pleader for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. Verse 6. Their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their paths. The way of peace they know not. There it is. And there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. Anybody who deals with the United States ends up regretting it. Ask Denmark. And they're both allies. They're both NATO allies, United States and Denmark. But look how the United States is doing Denmark. Look at how they talking that ball shit to Canada. See? The way of peace they know not. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. Anybody who deals with the United States ends up regretting. Because the way of peace they know not. They only know the language of war. See what this one is. That ain't it. Let's get with Psalms 137. And we start at verse 7. This is King David putting a curse on him. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Race it means burn it down. This is what they did to the temples, our temples. Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Alligator bait, yeah. Now let's get this one. This is Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy over of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. How we are of that number to witness that, because so many of our forefathers wish that they could live to see what we're seeing now. The fall of our enemies. We can end it in Obadiah. Chapter 1, number 1, chapter verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. This is after 1,000 years of slavery, though. Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Verse 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, you took advantage of the Israelites, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Not just Edom, all the other 16 nations too. So shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Never been in the history. 17 nations in captivity under Israelites. That's about to happen. Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Verse 21. And Savior shall come upon Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's, not Trump's. So y'all, hey, just stay out the way, let the Lord do what he do, stay prayed up. We gonna ride this thing on out. Call Allah Yumla Lahai now Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Wamalakia, by Hashem, Harawat, Wakagurash, Barakatham, the water Bible Ball, Wakwam Yasharala. Shalom.